My name is Skylar. This is me at my first bike race in 6 years. This is how I got my ass off the couch and started racing gravel. So, ROADWORK, this series that I'm working on, is going to be basically just documenting my journey from getting off the couch, 6 years not on a bike, to starting to race again locally here in Atlanta, and just seeing how far I can push myself. Just been really letting myself go. But I used to bike race in my 20s, from like 2018 to 2020. Back then, I was pretty fit. I did a lot of races in every discipline I could try. Gravel, road, crits, cyclocross, track, you name it. So I figured, why not start again? Why not get off the couch, put some miles in, and see how far this journey can take me. So that's the plan. I'm just gonna race, train, ride my bike a lot, eat well, also hopefully win some bike races. Let's show you my training schedule from the beginning of January until now. So like I said, I came off the couch. I haven't ridden a bike since maybe, I think the last Zwift race I did was probably in 2023. And most of my training was like 2018 to 2020. So it's been a long time. I got a Zwift ride in January and immediately started training. And you can see I've just been building throughout each month. I started with really easy short rides in January, 11 hours total, just getting used to being back on the bike, getting a feel for what the Zwift ride feels like. I got a new seat, trying out different positions, trying to get comfortable, getting my body used to riding a bike again. And throughout these whole 5 months, there's been a lot of little pains and issues, and my knee hurts, my back hurts, and my seat's too high. There's just been a lot of figuring it out. But it was all worth it. Real quick, let's talk stats. So my starting weight was around 228 pounds. My starting FTP was around 180 to 200-ish, but I could probably not do that for very long. I was averaging about 3 or 4 hours per week, so not nothing, but not a ton. But most of that was unstructured, just fun rides, fun Zwift races, stuff like that. I'm recording this on June 24th, so my current weight is around 210-ish. I've lost 20 pounds, which is super exciting. My current FTP is around 245 to 250-ish, which again is a great improvement of about 50 watts in 6 months. I'm averaging around 8 to 10 hours a week right now. I didn't really start structured riding until about June, so most of this riding has been Zwift races or just long endurance rides. No real structure. Hi, baby. Yeah.
Give it up for y'all.
Here we are at my first bike race in 6 years. I signed up for the 2026 Water Cycle, which is a race that happens in Lochapoka, Alabama. It's put on by some students at the University of Auburn, and it's for a great cause. It was a fun little course. It's 29 miles, about 2,200 feet of climbing, so nothing crazy. At this point, it's at the end of March, so I've been training for about 2.5, 3 months.
I'm starting to get some form, but most of my training, like I said, has been just endurance rides and maybe some intensity from Zwift races or efforts here and there. So not super in shape for this race, but being in shape isn't really the point of this race. The point is to go out and see how it feels to ride my bike really hard for a long time. Okay, I haven't raced in a long time, but I do remember that if I want to be in the race, I need to be at the front of the race. So I see this guy in the green shorts moving up, and I decide to stick on his wheel to see how far I can make it in the front of this race. This guy was more than happy to sit on the front and drill it, and I was more than happy to sit on his wheel and use his draft. I was definitely feeling it at certain points. Sitting in this guy's draft, he was a lot stronger than I was. But the lead up to the first climbs were mostly flat, so I was pretty happy sitting on the wheel. And it's quite shocking how big of a difference drafting can make. I'm probably doing half the amount of power that this guy is, and we're going pretty quick. I even took a couple pulls at the front of the race. Eventually we did hit the first climb, and because I'm the thickest guy in the peloton, I started moving backwards a little bit, but I did hang on, and I think I ended up in around 4th or 5th. There was one guy behind me on the way up this climb. I kept looking back, and I kept getting a bigger and bigger gap on him. But eventually the people at the front kind of disappeared from my view. The guy behind me disappeared from my view, and the war of attrition started. From here, I was on my own for another 25 miles to the finish line. I finished the 29 miles and 2,200 feet of climbing in about an hour and 55 minutes, which gave me like an average speed of around 15 miles an hour. I averaged around 205 watts for the entirety of that almost 2 hours, and that was good enough for 4th place on the day, which is actually kind of an insane result. I did not expect that at all. All right, so what's next? So I've got 2 more races filmed. I'm gonna put together some YouTube videos to tell the stories of those 2 races. Beyond that, though, I'm super interested in making videos about how I've been training, how I've been eating, any tips I have racing as a thick gentleman. So comment below what you want to see next. And because I couldn't help myself, here's a sneak peek of the next few races.